Well, that's all I got to say about Sonic's gameplay. Overall, he's fast. The sword does not slow you down. I repeat, the sword does not slow you down. And there's one more thing I forgot to say. I'm kind of disappointed that there were like no items in the game like the light shoes or like well, there was a homing attack, I guess, because you could like jump and then press A and you could like fly and then you might lock onto an enemy and do the cool spinning sword move when you're up in the air. It goes like and he's like spinning the sword like he's jumping, and that was pretty cool. There was no like thing in Sonic Unleashed where you could like do the yeah, there was. You would jump up and you press A and you like come down, do a stomp. That was pretty good. But yeah, just a little disappointed that weren't any items like the light shoes in there. And also that the rings weren't there. It was like you would have to run into stuff for those little yellow fairies that weren't really rings. They were just yellow fairies that looked like chows. But overall, again, in Sonic's gameplay, he's fast. Sword does not slow you down. Rings have been replaced with fairies. And no light shoes. Now, for Shadow or Sir Lancelot's gameplay. Shadow, I hate saying this, but his gameplay wasn't that good. I mean, he's fast. He has, like, his moves are kind of the same as Sonic's, but, like, when you go to swing your sword in the air, it's not as fast as Sonic's. But when you do, like, the homing attack thing, and this was pretty cool, you, like, hit the guy, and then you come back, and then you would swing the sword, and if you hit that guy, you could hit the guy behind him, and then the guy behind him, and do that for about 10 people. And, with Shadow's soul gauge, once you got that filled up, you could do the cool chaos control thing where you would like fly, and then like Sonic's, you would come up to an enemy and then you would do Shadow's chaos punishment where you would like everything would stop and then you would hit an enemy, teleport, hit the other enemy, teleport, hit the other enemy, and that was pretty cool. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Shadow's gameplay. I'll put in a little note if I forgot something once this is on YouTube. Okay, now on to Knuckles' gameplay. Knuckles, well, he was slow, no surprise there, and he has the dual swords. That was pretty cool. And when you got his soul gauge filled up, I don't remember what you did. Oh yeah, now I remember. You would like throw the dual swords and like hit everything in your sight, and they would come back to you like boomerangs. But yeah, once you got his soul gauge filled up, throwing enemies, you could still run fast. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Knuckles' gameplay. He's still a power type. That's good. He's got a lot of power. But overall, he's slow until you get the soul gauge. He's got a cool soul gauge attack, the boomerang swords or meteor thing or whatever it's called. And he's powerful. So yeah. And now for the last person, Blaze or Percival. Sir Percival. I don't know why she's Sir, because she's a girl. But anyway, she has this, you would think, because by the time you look at her sword, it's like one of those fencing swords that people use in the Olympics. It's not as thick as the other ones, and it's just like a little, looks like a little pin thing, like a thick as a pin thing, like a pin point or whatever. And you would think the sword would be powerful, but it is actually. And if I don't think you have to do this with the soul gauge or not, but you would like swing the sword a certain number of times, and you would spin around and fire, because Blaze controls fire. I don't remember if that was with the soul gauge or not, but yeah, just like the other three, if you got the soul gauge filled up and there wasn't any enemies, you could run as fast as living holy hell, yeah, really fast. And with Blaze, she was my least favorite character to use. I only used her about twice, and that was it. But can't say really much about Blaze because I didn't use her that much. Overall, she's fast. She's got the flaming sword, the little sword, and she's got the cool move where you like spin around and fire comes around you, and sometimes you will like shoot out the top and like hit everyone. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Blaze. Sorry guys, I just didn't play with her that much. And some last thoughts on the gameplay. It was good. And oh yeah, this is gonna be a spoiler for you right here, so if you want to cut this off if you haven't beaten it yet, I don't see why you haven't. It didn't take me more like 3 weeks. But so if you haven't beaten it yet, you might want to cut off here because this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Warning, warning, if you haven't beaten the game yet, cut this off now. Warning, warning, warning. Okay. Okay, whoever's still watching, you've probably either beaten the game or you just suck so much that you can't beat the game. Now, the last element of gameplay, the special fifth one, is the supersonic gameplay. That's at the end where you have to fight Merlina because she's the Dark Queen and she doesn't want the story to end or else her world will end. And when you're the supersonic, the transformation is just badass. He doesn't know what's going on. Caliburn's dead and he's just so sad. And then they all drop their swords into that little magical pool thing that the map was shooting out of. And I guess those were the Chaos Emeralds, even though there were only 6 of them. Yeah, where were the Chaos Emeralds? How can it be a Sonic game and not have Chaos Emeralds? I mean, there sure would have been Chaos Emeralds back in medieval times. But no, they just used the swords instead. There were only 6 of them. Well, I guess technically Caliburn would have made 7. But they didn't drop that into a pool of magic or anything. But once that happens, Sonic goes through the transformation. You get the armor and stuff. And it's so badass. And then he gets the helmet and he's crunk. And then it shoots out and everything is just awesome, and Caliburn transforms to Excalibur and it is just so badass. And then you go to fight the Dark Queen, and that was kind of like fighting the Eraser Djinn in Sonic and the Secret Rings. You got hit stuff, and then once you get to the point where you got swing your sword, in the other boss battles, you swing your sword at the right time, build up your soul gauge, and then you press B, hold it down. And the first time I played the Dark Queen, I was just vroom, 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 swinging as fast as I could, not waiting until the thing blew white. I was just vroom, vroom, vroom. But then a couple weeks ago, I decided to do the thing where I let it go white, and it didn't take as long as when I was just flipping the remote like a maniac. And then you could do the dodge roll, go boom, 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 left to right. That didn't really help that much because I found out towards the beginning of the game you didn't have to dodge anything. You just have to keep swinging and swinging, and then you break through that barrier. You can rise up and then hit the sword, soul gauge, she's dead. But yeah, supersonic gameplay, that was just awesome. And the gold armor, so fucking kicking ass. That was just the best supersonic form I've ever seen. Well, next to Shattuck, which is a fan-made character, but still that was pretty beast. But I have to say, this is pretty equal to that, but it's not beating Shattuck at all. But still, it was a pretty badass super form. Alright, so final thoughts on the gameplay. It was good. It was good. And it was good. So, yeah, gameplay was good. Alright, now the review has unfortunately come to a close, everybody. And I just wanted to say sorry if I was stuttering or I paused for a couple seconds. I do all my reviews unscripted. And this is going to be... I'm going to do one more review on a Sonic game, and then I'm going to do a couple more games, and then do some Sonic games after a couple more reviews. And I'm going to be doing a rant pretty soon. Not sure what it's going to be on yet, but it's going to be good, and I know most of you will agree with me. So, alright, y'all have a good day.